Alright, I am finally back with a singular review. I know there hasn't been one since I think Black Widow came out, almost 2 months ago now, and this is another Marvel movie, I know. But, two things. It's not going to be a normal format with like the video playing and me with a voiceover just because my microphone broke. That's obnoxious, but it just needs a new cable, so I should get that, and that'll be squared away. And there's a couple things to announce. So my big roundup review is done. I just have to do a few more touches editing it, but it's done pretty much. So that'll be coming out very shortly. I also have another roundup review of a couple movies I missed, and they will be The Green Knight, Candyman. What are the other ones? I don't remember. Green Knight, Candyman. The Suicide Squad, I know that. The Courier, and Reminiscence. All 5 of those will be ones that I will be covering in that. And yeah, I think that's it for right now. I will be seeing Malignant on Friday, and I'll be reviewing that one too. I'll be coming back into the swing of things after this review. I just kind of needed a little break. But yeah, other than that, I think we should get into the review now. So, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. I have never really watched any of their other work. I'm just not familiar with it. I know a lot of people like The Glass Castle. I know a lot of people like Just Mercy. I think they directed some other movies. I'm not really sure. But I've never seen either of those movies. I didn't really know who this was until I knew they were directing Shang-Chi. So, you know, that's just something interesting. So the movie is directed by them, and if I'm pronouncing Shang-Chi wrong, I think it's Shang-Chi, but I could be saying it wrong. If I'm butchering that name, I'm very sorry. But I was looking forward to this one. New Marvel movie. I like the direction Marvel movies are heading in, especially with the shows and stuff. It can be a little bit one note at times, so I was worried that this movie kind of was just going to be middle of the road, very just stripped down to the point. Like a back to basics kind of superhero movie, kind of like what Black Widow was. And I feel like that kind of style wouldn't work for Shang-Chi. But besides that, I was also kind of worried. This year is a phenomenal year for superhero movies so far. What I've seen from the Zack Snyder cut is great. Suicide Squad was fantastic. Spoilers. Actually, well, I already put out my 1-minute review, so no spoilers for that yet. And Black Widow was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I don't think I'm missing any. But yeah, this year has been really, really good for superhero movies. And Loki was great. I loved that. WandaVision was really good. Everyone's just been killing it in superhero movies this year. So I feel like there always has to be one that's an odd man out. There's always like a Justice League or always a Wonder Woman 1984 like last year. And I was worried that this one was going to be like that. But thankfully, I was very much proven wrong with this thing. I loved Shang-Chi. To go back to what I was saying earlier about the movie, kind of falling down that road of the newer Marvel movies kind of being one note, it does keep in line with the newer style of Marvel, the MCU going towards that newer, like, back to basics. Not a lot of humor. There is some sprinkled in here. Obviously, Awkwafina's in it, and she's fine. I actually really liked her in this movie. She can be very hit or miss for me. I thought she was brilliant in The Farewell, but in some other movies she can be kind of obnoxious. But here I think she really solidifies that, no, she is a really good presence. She isn't just a annoying comic relief, not really as one note as I originally thought she was. I thought she was really good in this movie. And there is some humor, though, within the movie, but really it is very centric on being a story about family and letting the past haunt you too much, and it was really, really well done. It reminded me a lot, it felt very authentic and genuine to older martial arts movies and 90s action movies. So I don't know if it makes sense in my head, but I don't know, it reminds me a lot of not really good 90s action movies. I'm not talking about like the cheesy ones, like I don't even know, but I'm talking about the really, really good ones, the ones that are like this movie. A lot of crime thrillers and a lot of martial arts movies that came out during that time. I'm very much reminded of that here, and I think it pays, not necessarily pays tribute to that, but is in that vein, and I think it works tenfold for this movie. And like I was saying, it is heading this more serious direction that Marvel's going towards, instead of over relying on fun, kind of dumber, big action sequences, and a lot of humor, which, I mean, worked. It worked for a lot of Marvel movies. I'm not saying I don't like Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor Ragnarok. I love those movies. But here, I like that they're going in more of a serious direction, more taking themselves seriously and letting them take themselves seriously, and being a genuinely really good movie. Just being, hey, that's a really fun Marvel movie. That was really good. Shang-Chi, I can definitely say, is a stronger narrative movie than a lot of other MCU movies. And, I don't know, it has much better acting in places. The direction is really, really good. I like how a lot of the shots are framed. The action sequences are fantastic. And I like that none of them are treated, like, in a silly way. There's no, I don't know. I don't remember there being any puns in the middle of them, or anything that just kind of takes you out of the action. But I remember them being very, very well done, and especially the way they're shot. Sometimes they can be a little I feel like they move a little too quickly at some points, and I wish they would zoom out a little bit and really, like, get a good wide shot on some of the action sequences. But that's just like a personal thing, I think. But honestly, I thought this movie was very well shot. I do want to check out Destin Daniel Cretton's other movies just to see if they're kind of in this vein a little bit, because it seemingly is a pretty distinct style. But the main thing I love about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is the story. The narrative told here is one that is one of the best in the entire MCU. The story about family, everything to do with his father and his mother's death, which isn't a spoiler. I think that's already known in the trailer. It's really not a spoiler for the movie. And just the way that his father thinks he's doing the right thing, and how far he's going to try and get his wife back. It's understandable. The villain in the movie is the dad, and he's very understandable in what he's doing. Like, a lot of his methods obviously aren't the best, but he's one of those Marvel villains where I can totally see his point. Some people are like, oh, if Thanos has a point. No, he doesn't. Or Killmonger has a point. Yeah, I can kind of see that. But this guy, I completely understand why he's doing the things he's doing. It's not right, but I completely understand why he's doing what he's doing. And it's completely believable. And it holds up a lot of moral questions. Like, not everyone, there's no clear hero. There's no black and white good people and bad people in this movie. It's very much a gray area. It's very much like, who is the main hero of the movie, Shang-Chi? Is he really as good of a person as he says he is? Did he do some terrible things in his past that we don't know? Is his dad really that bad of a guy, or is he just blinded by his love for his wife? It's a lot of questions that the movie makes you ask in your head, and Marvel movies usually never do this kind of thing. I hate to keep crapping on Marvel movies like I don't love them. I adore most Marvel movies. I'm a very big MCU fan. But I'm just saying, a lot of other Marvel movies don't make you ask these kinds of questions with their narrative, and I think that Shang-Chi does that in a really, really great way. I also adored the last act of this film. I thought it was fantastic, the big battle sequence at the end. It was just so well done. It very perfectly matched up with both being an MCU movie and a martial arts kind of 90s action film. It worked so well, and I absolutely loved it. The third act was brilliant in this thing. The only gripes I can say that I have with this movie is the first 20 minutes was kind of lackluster. I was kind of getting disappointed through the first 20 minutes or so of this movie. I'd say the first half of the first act was just like, it wasn't anything too special. It was okay. I didn't really love anything I was seeing. I very much like the opening of the movie. I feel like that very much fits. But everything after that, until Awkwafina realizes who Shang-Chi actually is, and they have to go get his sister. So I guess mild spoilers for this review, but whatever. They're not any big plot points or reveals that'll ruin your experience or anything like that. But I feel like up until that point, it was just kind of stalling to get to where it's going, and that part could have been trimmed a little bit more. Could have been maybe a faster, I don't know, we didn't need to spend that much time him just being normal, it felt kind of useless. It felt kind of, okay, here we go. This isn't bad. It's not anything terrible, but whatever. I'm kind of losing my attention. Then, this is really picking up. This is really getting good. And then it kind of stays on that track for the rest of the movie. So my only gripe is that I really, really enjoyed Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings a lot more, actually, than I thought I would. I didn't think I would like it this much. This is one of my new favorite movies of the year. So yeah, I'm going to give Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings an A-. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie. Let me know if you liked it as much as I did. Let me know if you like the new format here, and if I should stick with this instead of doing the microphone thing. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit.